What you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the Wawas, lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high, ayy, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south, ayy, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and today we're going to be doing a Aba&Preach reaction. Andrew Tate self-snitching hard on camera. Now, we're going to get right into this. Before we do that, make sure you like and comment as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you want me to react to a video, just go to my Instagram at biquon, or just put the video down in the comments. I'll get right to it. But let's get right into this.
If you aren't aware, Tate's in prison in Romania. Some people say he's innocent, other people say he's guilty. And you guys remember us? We said wait till the evidence comes out and we'll find out. Well, a lot of evidence has been coming out. That prosecutor's office in Romania has been leaking a lot. And
how can you be a prosecutor's office and leaking that much?
Let's always do it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah?
Yeah, they leak what they want to the press. You have to understand.
It's a whole game.
Winning a case for them is not just winning a case. There's a lot of ego involved. These people want to win these big cases.
But
when the FBI says it's got a, 96, 98 conviction rate, the reason why is because they like that shit on their resume. They take on cases they know they're going to win, and they only put forth the case when they know they're going to win.
Yeah.
And so this kind of thing right here, have you seen what they leaked?
No, I haven't seen what they leaked.
Listen, they didn't prosecute Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate prosecuted Andrew Tate. My homie was self-snitching.
Oh, that bad.
Watch the tape.
No, basically,
watch the tape.
It's trafficking.
Okay, before I get right into this, I just want to give you guys my perspective on Andrew Tate himself. I've said this in the past, and I've reviewed a couple videos with him in it. I'm not a big Andrew Tate fan. I'm not like against him or with him. I'm very indifferent. I just don't know what to really think about Andrew Tate, and I've said this. And I'll say this again, I still don't know what to think about Andrew Tate. I don't like him. I don't hate him. I'm just indifferent, you know? So if anything, I'm coming from the most unbiased standpoint with this video, because I don't like him. I don't hate him. I've had some videos where he said some very logical things or whatever, and I've seen some videos where he hasn't. So yeah, I'm very indifferent about him. I don't really have like a big liking to him or disliking to him. But yeah, let's see what he says, whatever. As far as like the case too, whether he's guilty or not, I don't know. It could be either or, where they're like, people could be setting him up, you know, because a lot of people don't like Andrew Tate. I know that very well. So there is a possibility that people could be setting up, and there's a possibility he could be doing all this shit. So I just really don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, if he's guilty, then he absolutely should go to prison and serve his time, serve his time and everything. If he's not guilty, this is going to have very bad repercussions and make Andrew Tate look very good. So, yeah, let's just see what they're going to say here.
We have three things: force, fraud, or coercion. Okay. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, you know, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking. Or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
That's a pimp.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah, Preach pretty much said what I was thinking. I remember there was this book. I forgot what it was called, but it was something talking about specifically that, whatever, like how the type of mind games like that a pimp would play with like their hoes and whatever. Like it sounds kind of similar to what Andrew Tate is kind of saying, whatever. But yeah, Preach said it. Preach preached it. Sound like a pimp to me.
What a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is completely... In fact, no, it's not completely.
He said it
the
himself.
psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without...
That's what I was saying. I was thinking that.
She doesn't do it without. In the beginning, she can. But there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry. I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on the other side.
Facts.
You thought you was talking to a bitch named Mercedes. Turned out to be obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
That's why. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Well, the reason why I'm having
There's
this
a lot of
face
men
is because the amount
do it too.
I didn't realize how much foot and mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up. They got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason we use Cashapp is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that.
Oh,
that
God.
avoiding tax.
Oh, God. The lawyer don't even got to say nothing, bro. Once you avoid your taxes, you are done. Fuck whatever else is about to come. Fuck that. Bro, your boy self-snitched. You trying to avoid taxes, they gonna get your ass, man. I don't know how it works in other countries or whatever, but I know damn sure, yeah, you trying to avoid taxes, bro, they gonna get your ass. It's just from, I'm not gonna lie, just from that alone, it ain't looking too good for him. I don't know about the trafficking per se, whatever. I still haven't heard anything per se for the trafficking, but it ain't looking too good for him on that tax. So he might get taken down for fraud so far from what I'm seeing. I'm not sure too much about the trafficking just yet, but let's continue. There's more.
And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Cashapp have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure you don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. Down, bro. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50.
This man is going
difference
down,
is in
I'm
the
sorry.
tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. I'll pay the tax or not. Oh, okay. And they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me getting rich, bitch.
So we started.
Before they even say anything, listen, if you an Andrew Tate fan watching this, ain't looking too good for Top G. It ain't looking too good for it. But I'm just going by what this man is saying. by what this man is saying is coming out of his mouth, that's fraud. Like, he's going down for the tax shit. Now, I haven't seen nothing for the trafficking, but I don't know. If you an Andrew Tate fan, you watching this right now, how do you defend that? It came out of his mouth. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, just on that alone, your boy Top G is going down. Like I said, I'm very indifferent about him, so I'm just looking at the facts. I'm just looking at what it's not even. You can't even say like somebody fabricated this. This is what he's saying. But let's continue.
All right, he's already admitted to tax evasion and fraud.
I mean, it's not a mission.
This is a course he's running. He's teaching people.
That's what he's teaching. He doesn't mean he's doing that now. I'm just playing devil's. It's a very hard job. I'm not.
Yeah, try to defend it because I can't. I'm trying to think of ways around it. Like,
he said that's what he was doing with these girls. That's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
The women saying he did this to us.
Oh.
What, you think they're going to look at the bank records and see that the money, he was paying them 50-50? What you think? Let's be honest.
You're not paying taxes.
To what they're doing, just believe
it.
But to his defense.
And you're swindling your employees.
Guys, he's self-snitching.
Good.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the girls and defrauding the government. Is that what you're saying?
I just want you guys to understand,
both.
Here, we're not even going to the human track, just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
From your employees.
He didn't even care. He said, I'm getting rich, bitch. Fuck you. He didn't care. He was stealing from... If that's your job, how would you feel about that?
Ain't looking too
Would
good.
you not want this person to charge for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands every single month?
Something real's happening. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
You have to girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why.
He's a pimp. He's like a modern
With
pimp.
somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind, as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? Say, well, I have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen. Come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
So that's the coercion.
That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
That's the coercion.
Yeah, so this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little...
Before you even talk, so that's the coercion that the lawyer was talking about. Still, I'm gonna try to give it a little bit of wiggle room for the Andrew Tate fans. So far they got him on coercion, so it's not looking too good on that part. In terms of now we're just talking about the trafficking part, the tax part. I don't see how your boy getting out of that. The coercion part, it's like, yeah, he's kind of admitting to coercion. If he continues on talking about more stuff, they might get him on that trafficking thing. Yeah, they might get him on that trafficking thing. And let's continue.
piece of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge. Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting and the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization, he has the woman who he calls his bottom bit, right, to recruit the other women. Okay. Now, there's some
literally from that book,
because they did some wiretaps and scenes their
they were
phones,
talking
they
about like about the
so
bottom
conversations that they're using now. I want you to also know the context of the country he's in. Andrew Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person,
trying to fucking steal from the government.
And he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, you know what I mean, laws are a little bit lax. They're not like, it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail there. Okay, this is pulled from his PC, and then it was leaked to the press. Okay, so this is something that they got.
Romanian court. So there's some, oh no, not court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this some hoes, this sells mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shove it up your mouth. Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere.
That's
you
not
go to
looking
Poland,
too
you go to
good.
Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
But here's even the kicker. Looking at private videos.
Okay, your boy's done. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was trying to really think of a way to like. I was trying to give him some leeway, or whatever. But with that last line right there, that came out of his own mouth, it ain't looking too good for you, boy. Your boy Top G about to be top bunk. Yo. I don't see how you get out of it. If something comes later or whatever, then sure, I'll take back my comments or whatever. But your boy going to jail, and he deserves to go to jail. It's looking like he's guilty. I'm not gonna lie. Before I was like, I'm not sure. With everything that's coming out of his own mouth, I think he's guilty. He's guilty.
As a part of the police file, from the following passages from the context of this content, there is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a mean of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relations with the injured persons and is evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos. So I'm not going to not use them as evidence. I cannot use them as evidence because they match.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Get to the transcripts. Because people are saying,
and then in a U.S. court, because they're in a different country, you gotta remember that. So the laws are probably different. I think in a U.S. court, you can't use those.
WhatsApp, okay? Do not use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal activity. They keep a record. There are records. There are logs.
Don't use your phone in general.
I'm gonna tell you this: don't use your phone. Do not use your phone. I'm talking about
if you're
friends
doing
that
any
were
illegal
in instances
activity,
where they cross the borders,
which I hope my subscribers aren't.
certain,
but if you're scamming, man,
software.
welcome to
that
the
can tap in
channel.
your phone
But
and
don't
get
use a
the
phone to do any
deleted
criminal
items.
activity, man.
You can always go
That's
get
stupid.
the deleted items. So
And don't even
that's the
take your
reason why they
phone
have
with
burner
you.
phones. Don't use your phone. Actually, you have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones? That's pretty much what you would have to use.
All right. So,
yeah, I digress.
So these are leaked transcripts from the stenographer, either in the court case or leaked from the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know, I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl. Okay. So they're basically establishing that the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said earlier in regards to some of the criteria that need to be met, okay, one of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this conversation doesn't seem bad to you, you have to understand by the letter of the law and how they define human trafficking. This is one of those elements that they might incorporate in order to make that charge stick. Basically, he wasn't telling these people, hey, I'm running a cannabis business, come down. He's like, I want to marry you. You're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love with me.
Fraud.
He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his compound. Then he springs it on him with who? His bottom. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid. And he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things. To move money or illegal things, documents.
Tate,
and I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl you're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court, and you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
I don't know how somebody could explain that.
Hey, what happened was... scratch your head and figure shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is I think the biggest one. Tate's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women... I mean, that's what they call them, bro. What would y'all say? This is what it reads.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker.
Oh!
And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do? And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, but what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away.
Ooh.
So, what does this conversation really mean? This is where this is important. It might not mean much to y'all because you're like, well, when they're taking this in conjunction with everything else, the fraud element involved, the coercion element, the aspect of like lying about what they're really going to be doing there, the fact that this girl who works for Tate is saying she's going to be punching the girl 10 times when she gets there. Yeah. There's these threats of violence. The one saying like, Andrew Tate gets home, you're going to be flying off the balcony. Is that literally? Probably not. But there is some element there of threats of potential violence if you don't do what's needed. When you take that to court, and these are conversations that are happening in private, you understand? They're going to take this into strong consideration when they're making their case. They're going to be like, how do you explain this stuff? Oh, we're just joking. We're not going to actually make her... Well, then why is the victim terrified?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just lying and making... You think that's going to really be a real defense in court?
You know the thing is, there's some people that are not going to believe that.
Of course.
There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be like, yeah, it ain't that bad, it ain't that bad. And you know why?
No, it's bad. It's bad. I don't know how you could defend this.
Girls, I'm saying guys, but I'm talking girls do the same shit. Oh my God, I swear, I'm going to punch you in your mouth. And people talk like that on a regular basis. I was astonished at the fact, the language that some people use with their friends or with their loved ones. Yeah, but it's just, I'm just talking. It's just this, it's just that. Whenever you talk to them or whenever you check them, so, yo, listen, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me about you're going to punch me in my face. You can't tell me that you're going to kick me in my throat. You can't do shit like that. But you know, man, it's just talk. It ain't real.
These people are going to be super motivated to do this. Tate moved from the UK to Romania because the justice in the UK said it was too prejudicial and they were going to come after him strong. Romania is more lax. You went to Romania, acted a fool, wanted to say anything and do anything and engage in illegal activity. Listen, you fucked around and you found out. You got to hold that L. Nobody told you to self-snitch.
That's not fucked around. That's not
like
fucking
people
around.
just getting on camera and just calmly admitting to criminal activity is so crazy to me. People say, why would anybody do that? Why would people do that and be a public personality? Because some people got ego. Because some people don't know how to stay away from the fucking cameras because they head too big. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Dude ran FTX. Turned out to be a big old fraudster. After the fraud was discovered, you know what this idiot was doing? He was getting on live television, doing interviews, incriminating himself further. And those interviews that he did after being found out
rappers are doing that now.
Why? Because some people can't stop themselves from doing stupid fucking things. And I'm sure if he had a lawyer at the time and like telling him what to do, they would say, don't do any interviews. But he couldn't help himself. Why? Because his ego.
I'm just really here to see where it goes. I'm going to see where it goes. Because like Abba said, if that's what they're leaking to the press, they got some bigger thing. Bangers. Bars. Jail bars. But they got something bigger. And what they're going to do to court is going to be something else. It's going to be something crazier. If that's what they
still
choose
gotta
to leak
remember
to court,
this court is in a whole different country.
Say, I'll wait. I'll stand by here. It's just there's a lot of Kanye complex that I call whenever you go on a podcast and you say, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want. And he still they can't unwork with me. And then he said some outlandish shit and it was like, well, let's drop your ass. And everybody started dropping. And nobody wants to work. That's the same kind of complex. Hey, I can walk in this country and do whatever the hell I want. I can pay this, I can pay that, I can do this, top G.
Yeah, you self-snitching, bro.
And then this will happen.
And now he's in a Romanian
a lot of
jail cell with 30 other
celebrities,
dudes in a
rappers,
toilet in the middle where everyone got to watch
self-snitching.
each other's shit. Hey, listen.
But it don't look good.
Hey, listen. Them transcripts, once I seen that video of him snitching, I said, it don't matter what I think.
You know what it looked like?
I know he didn't pay his taxes. One, because he said he didn't pay his taxes.
And he didn't pay people.
And he didn't pay people.
He said it.
Because he admits to stealing their money.
That's not even if they can prove that he was abusing motherfuckers.
Forget that.
If they can, just, yeah, I understand that. Just on those two, on the basis of those two things, whoa. But if we, it's just like a tuna casserole. It don't look good.
Yeah, well, that's it for the video. From looking at what he said himself, he's definitely guilty. And I think the misconception that people get is like, with like trafficking is that, oh, they gotta have chains and stuff like in your house and chain you up and things like that. I think that's like just a picture that people have in their head when they think of trafficking and things like that. But if you were to look at it that way, then sure, Andrew Tate's not guilty. Can the woman physically leave if they wanted to? Sure, they can leave, whatever. But everything else surrounding that, like, he pretty much proved with his own goddamn mouth that he was doing. The coercion, the fraud, even the acts of violence, if that was true. Or, like, even a video of him saying, oh, you can't leave the house. It's looking like trafficking to me. Besides, like, I guess chaining them up or whatever and physically holding them there. But it's just the psychological aspect of it, which is why I would say he's guilty. But, you know, things could come out to change my mind. But as far as I'm seeing, yeah, he's guilty. But I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments, what do you feel about this topic? How do you feel about Andrew Tate? What's your thoughts about him? What's your thoughts about this case? Do you feel like he's guilty? Do you feel like he's not? And I will see you in the next video. BQ Quick Review. You know how we do.
Pick up the pieces and patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my face lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my face lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.